to it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would say that honestly, you kind of got to give it to Jet. I mean, that was pretty clutch. Like this is the first time
I'll give you that.
The first time that he's had to answer the whole shot and come back and win. And I think he really made a statement. So I'm going to say that's clutch. And then Deegan's little freestyle move he did to stay on the. Like he slid out.
That was so cool.
Oh,
yeah,
that was 360.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch.
Cool.
I'll give it that.
All right.
Give him that.
I was actually, you know what? I'm actually pretty impressed with McAdoo keeping it together on that racetrack.
Yeah,
I know he went. He had some
just
excursions
based off his history and stuff. Or,
yeah, based off history. Yeah.
But me and a buddy were watching it, and Terry was like, "Yeah, well, it won't be long. He's gonna be picking his bike up." You know what I mean? Like it's just he's not even paying attention as much as we do, and he was like, and I was like, "Oh, I hate the fact that he has that what do you call it? Not history, but people
Reputation?
think reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my pick is Benny Bloss, 10th in the main event, Beta's first, 10th overall.
Oh, nice.
Qualified 14th. I think he started 17th on lap 1 of the main event and finished 10th. He was 6th in this heat race, and he even beat Hunter and Justin Hill. Ran 4th for a little bit, dropped back a little bit, but I think a fantastic night for Benny on a bike that they're still developing and kind of working some bugs out.
Is it wrong to say that maybe they should have taken another year developing that bike? Like, is it?
Maybe they should have, but if they knew that, hey, this is what we're gonna be dealing with stuff like, if they're prepared for that,
But they didn't come out saying we're coming out testing this bike, guys. Because it's gonna have that reputation now.
Sure.
They
might have rushed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I'm glad that there's more people in the sport, but it's definitely a way for like Ducati or somebody to say, "Oh, look what they just did. Maybe we should, hold back a little bit."
Yeah.
Obviously, Triumph is doing great. I mean, a few races in, and their bike hasn't been what's holding people back. So.
Sure. No, you're right.
Yeah, that bike's a rocket out of the gate.
Yeah.
Triumph.
Triumph. Yeah. Chris Kiefer. It's all because of him.
All because of him.
All because of Chris Kiefer. Let's talk about Tom Vial for just a moment before we get into Freddie Noren. His first Supercross main event.
It's awesome.
First podium was in Arlington a couple weeks ago, I believe. That was the first podium ever for him. First win. Kind of had a bad start. Like, if you look at the first turn, you go back, I think he was mid-pack to almost last in the very first turn, and then worked his way up very quickly through that first turn, but it could have went a lot worse. Track is a little more, the Daytona track was a little more GP-ish with the conditions, so it definitely suited him.
But I don't think Arlington was.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So,
like, he's starting to come around where, yeah, he is a title contender in my eyes. I have to pull the points up real fast, but
I think there's like 6-7 people within like 5
crazy.
points.
Actually, I got it right here. So Max is leading, and Cam's 1 point down. Also, Pierce Brown, Cameron McAdoo and Pierce Brown are both a point down. Vial and Deegs are 3 points down from Max. So, yeah, there's 4 guys within 3 points.
3 points.
3 points of the lead.
Yeah.
It's going to get nutty.
Yeah. Was that a McAdoo reference?
No, it could have been.
Okay. Just
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
I actually thought he was doing that on purpose. But anyway, it's Vial, very impressive. I think a great race. Scotty held it together. Again, the conditions may have helped some, but I think you get the first one, they come easier. Why not Birmingham?
I forgot where was his other. He has an outdoor win, correct?
Yes, and I don't remember.
And it was Southwick, I think. So
possibly
the 2 tracks that he's won at have been a little bit of outliers.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most MXGP like-ish things that they've raced on that he's won. So I definitely still need to see some more. But I mean, I think he's going to take that win, and it definitely puts him in a spot where he can really make some moves. It's anybody's game. I really think everybody's kind of almost handing it, saying that, Deegan's the odds-on favorite to win, and he might be, but I think that his body of work isn't really as impressive as it seems to be. Like, it seems like he's getting praise for stuff that I don't know if it's all the way backed up. I don't know if everybody has that thought too.
I'm going to ask a dumb question. Is Vial French? or is he Italian?
Are you serious?
I mean, I can't remember.
He's French.
It's French. That's what I thought. I want to make sure I was saying because I was thinking, like, is he going to follow in the footsteps of other great French riders who've done good at Supercross because of what they grow up riding?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, this whole year he's had nothing but really bad starts, and he's worked his way up.
Yep.
Like Dallas, really bad. No, this weekend, really bad.
Let's get back to that in a minute. Our next guest of the night's on the line. He's going to be brought to you tonight by FXR, which is designed by racers for racers. With industry-leading fit, finish, and performance, progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible. Used by the Muck-Off FXR Club MX Yamaha team, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer, Benny Bloss, and many more. FXR has core motor roots, so visit fxrracing.com or go to your local dealership and ask for FXR. Check out the 24 line out now. Tonight, FXR brings us from Mad Parts Kawasaki, Freddie Noren. What's up, Freddie?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to have you on. I don't think we've talked to you in a little bit. I mean, I talk to you almost every week when I'm at a race, but haven't had you on the show in a bit. So glad to have you on here, man.
Yeah, no, thank you. I think, last time I was on was probably a year ago. Probably.
Well, that's too long, man. You need to call me out on that.
Oh, I should. I'm doing it right now, right? Hey, it's been a year. Come on, man.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, we're glad to have you on. So far, you made the main event, obviously, at Daytona. Let's talk about Daytona. How was that for you? Looking back, are you just glad it's over?
Yeah, to some degree. Typically I'm not a big Daytona guy. I like the normal traditional Supercross tracks more, but I actually really did like this track, and obviously it was a big challenge, but I did enjoy all of that. The biggest thing for me was, I've been dealing with a bad ankle since Detroit, really, and then I re-aggravated it bad in practice. So that was my biggest challenge, was trying to, ride with one foot in a sense. Obviously it works. It just was very painful. So that was the biggest challenge for me. And then, obviously a whole shot the LCQ. I didn't go through the heat, and a whole shot the LCQ. Won the LCQ, which was good, and then the main event wasn't ideal. I think Justin Hill had some issues with his bike and stopped, and last minute I had nowhere to go, and of course I land on him, and that was awful. That was a terrible feeling. So the main event was not great. Fortunately, Justin is okay. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up in a little bit. Like, you literally in the middle of your main event, you crashed when you landed on him. Then you went and checked on him. Like, that's kind of shows how you are and how important that was, because that was scary. It could have been really bad.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, heck, I just, my 220-pound bike plus me, 170, just land on him. And, for me, the first thing that I thought of was like, dude, I killed a dude or something, So, like, I didn't even think about the race at that point. I just wanted to make sure that he was all right. So once I got over to him, he knocked his breath out of himself. So, like, I didn't really get any words out of it, but at least I knew he was like, all right, it's pretty good. And then, I spent quite a bit of time there. It felt like an eternity in a sense. Like, I didn't feel like people came over fast enough. So, like, I think I was probably there for like 30 seconds or something like that, which doesn't seem long, but during that time, it did seem pretty long before I went to my bike. And my bike was smoking and hot. Unfortunately, like, I got it going again, but and then at that point, just had to try to ride the best of my abilities to finish out the main, and kind of wild.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it could have been really scary. So glad that worked out okay. I want to go back to something you said a minute ago. You said you don't always love Daytona. You like more of a traditional Supercross track, which kind of surprises me, because in my eyes, you're a bit more of an outdoor rider. And I mean, to me, when I look at Daytona, I feel like the conditions are more outdoors than Supercross. But from your perspective, I guess that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Daytona is going to be the most outdoory track of the Supercross tracks that we have, with the length of the track and typically how sandy-ish it is. But yeah, I love Supercross, and that's something that I'm getting better and better at. And obviously, I'm very good at outdoors, and I'm really good at Supercross too. But I want to, become a better Supercross rider. And I don't know. I just really like the technicality of a traditional Supercross track with, whoops and dragons backs and stuff like that. Though we haven't had dragons backs this year, but I don't know. There's something super cool to me with just a normal Supercross track. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Daytona typically as well. I do like that place. It's an awesome place. But if I had to pick, one type of track over the other, I would pick more of a traditional, Supercross track. But
okay. All right. Yeah, good.
Well, we see guys like Vial winning this weekend. Do you think, especially with your background, do you think coming from GPs and that style of riding, do you think that was an advantage on the track like that, or do you think you get what I'm saying? Does it give the guys because the conditions and stuff a bit of an advantage?
I thought about that beforehand as well. I feel like this track should give me an advantage because I've mainly been riding outdoors my whole life. And Vial, obviously, amazing rider in the GPs coming over here. And but I don't know. I don't know if it really necessarily gave him that much of an edge because it's been a bit since he raced. It hasn't been a long time, but it's been, he's had a full season over here already, and this is second season, right? So it's been a little bit since he rode a GP type of outdoor track, and then his bike here is probably different than his GP bike was and all that. So I'm not fully sure if Daytona necessarily give him a big edge. Maybe I haven't actually ridden a lot of GP tracks either, so I couldn't. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm not the best judge of that, but I feel like maybe a little bit, but maybe not as much as some people might think.
Okay.
I think he just raced awesome, and he just put himself in a good spot and he made it happen. So.
Yeah, Freddie. I heard it seemed to be a general consensus that the rain kind of in a weird way almost made the track a little bit safer because those ruts would have still been there and y'all would have been going even faster, so it could have potentially been more hazardous. Do you feel that way? And also, do you think that the way the track was designed was a miss, or do you think that if the rain hadn't happened, it'd have been a success?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Actually, I hadn't thought about that before, but now that you say it, doing track walk before the rain came in, it was a very spongy track. You obviously had a lot of moisture in it already. So now that you say it, yeah, I definitely would agree that with the rain, it probably did make it a little bit safer, bringing the speeds down a little bit because it had that kind of deceiving softness in the ground. I remember a few jumps, I would think I would jump long or something and it just soak you up or short, and you had to kind of not do certain rhythms because you really couldn't the way the track was. So I think it was probably a benefit with the rain. It's just nice it didn't rain while we rode, and actually it didn't turn out terrible. It was a brutal track, don't get me wrong, but actually I don't think that the rain made the track terrible. We didn't have big puddles and stuff like that, so it was still rideable. And I had fun even though my ankle hurt a lot, but I did really enjoy the track. I think if it would have been not soft to begin with and not rain, a decent base on that track, it would have been a really fun track.
Yeah,
deep ruts, and then you got to avoid fans at the end of it.
Oh man, jeez.
Yeah.
What a crap show that was.
Did you have to deal with any of that?
No. So when I finished, because I had just got lapped by Jet, so I pretty much was the first guy off the track.
Okay.
So I didn't even know it happened until actually Amy, my wife, she sent me the video, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, unreal. I think there might be that may not happen next year. I don't know if they're going to let people on the track on the speedway now. I think that's going to change.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Actually, I think I mean, it's kind of wild to see, and in a sense, it's kind of cool. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen again.
Right.
They probably won't let fans be down there now.
Yeah,
but maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep, a couple dummies ruin it for everybody.
Only takes one turd to ruin a punch bowl.
Talk about the team, the Mad Parts Kawasaki team, working with Derek Rankin. I think any problems you have can be fully blamed on Derek. But past that, how's the team been? You've been with them for a couple years now. You're still liking the team, the Kawasaki, everything kind of to your expectations?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, every problem is Derek's fault. It's always Derek's fault.
Yes, Jericho's the worst.
But no, the team is awesome. Like you said, this is my second year with them, and the plan is to do outdoors as well. So they're stepping up their program as well. Last year was just a Supercross thing, and this year's Supercross and outdoors. And you know, Bubba Powley, the owner of the team, is also a racer.
Mm-hmm.
He's really has some, goals are very good with the team, and he's kind of built this team very organically and in a good way. And you know, hiring people like Derek obviously has a lot of experience, and just the whole program's been really good. I'm really gelling with the group of guys, and I think we have a really good team going. And you know, we're a small team with big goals, and I think we're doing good, to put it that way. I think everything's flowing well, and I'm really happy. I love being with them, so it's been awesome.
Yeah, you just mentioned Mad Parts going outdoors this year, which I feel like has to be really beneficial. Last year, you raced outdoors for Hep Suzuki, so switching brands, not always ideal. Finished 8th overall. How much extra confidence does that give you, knowing that you're going to be on the same team, the same bike, you know, with some different setups, same Jericho, the same guys within the team helping you out? It has to be very confidence building.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's always a challenge to switch manufacturers, and then, just even going from Supercross to outdoors is difficult because you have 2 weekends pretty much to get everything sorted. So I'm super excited. I love the Kawasaki as well. I feel like we have a really good platform, and just with the expertise of everyone on the team this year, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Finish Supercross, and then we'll keep going. But yeah, just the fact, like you said, I can just, you know, stay with the same guy, stay on the same bike, and kind of just build that program. I have a great program off the bike with Evan Nystrom Outliers for my physical program, and then being at Club MX is awesome. So, you know, all the pieces are there to have a great full year. So we'll just hammer down and make it happen.
Freddie Noren brought to you by FXR tonight.
Is the move to do outdoors, is that in any way a response to being a part of the SMX, and are you looking forward to being able to compete in that at the end of the year?
Yeah, so I think obviously the team making the decision to do outdoors, I think it's a growing thing for them. I think it's something that they see a lot of value in as far as the team and the sponsors that they have, and being able to showcase both Supercross and then motocross. I think it's a good thing for the team. And then obviously the playoffs is big, and like I really enjoyed the playoffs last year. It's also a great financial, you know, benefit for us riders,
of course,
to put it that way. So like I enjoy it. I thought it was really cool. It was fun races. So for me, I'm definitely eyeing out the playoffs and try to do well there, and all of that. So I think it's a good benefit for both the team and the riders. So
I agree with that. A couple more questions for you. Lewis Phillips from Vital MX kind of brought up the point. You've been a solid main event guy, but he wants to know, has it been more difficult, you know, from where you kind of your average finishes, have you found it more difficult to try to find that next level as you've progressed in your Supercross career?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I feel like the whole field, I think everyone can agree with, like, the whole field this year is fast, maybe faster or the fastest it's ever been. So getting to the main event is very difficult, and then performing in the main event is difficult as well. I feel like I've had some unfortunate things happen for me in the main events this year where I haven't been able to kind of showcase my true potential, with whether that's been, my mistake or, being at the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever. So like the main event finishes certainly hasn't been what I anticipate or expected out of myself, but obviously like it's good to be in the main event and race and get points, but I definitely look forward to try to step up that a little bit. Now trying to figure out the ankle, like I won't be riding this week at all before Birmingham, so it kind of sucks. Like where I really would like to get back on that preseason routine that I had, riding at club and doing starts and all of that during the week now would be really good. So hopefully I can just, not case stuff or jump far and let the ankle
let it heal up
and then just get some solid riding in. But yeah, I mean it's good. It's good to be in the main. That's what I expect of myself, and that's what the team expects as well. But I definitely feel like I've stepped up my performance this year, and I think a big reason for that has been the team, but then also being at club and getting that consistency in and riding with those boys as well. It's been really good.
Yeah, we just talked to KP a little bit ago, and he obviously mentioned riding at club also. So yeah, a good group of riders there.
Yeah, it's solid. It's actually pretty gnarly. Like when we have like the full group together, it gets intense in a good way. Like we're all ride with respect and everything like that. But like it's fun because we battle, and you don't let anyone by. You gotta work for it. You do the starts together and all that. So it's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Daytona, did you have the chance to run the scoop tire out there?
I did, yeah. So I started that the day on the traditional tire, and then I went to the Maxxis scoop for the heat races, and then throughout the night. For me, it was I really enjoyed the scoop. I thought it was a good call. I kind of kicking myself in the butt. I should have just started on that probably, but I thought the Maxxis scoop worked really good out there.
So you were talking about earlier about the class, so many people, as far as like the depth of the field, I guess would be the right way to put it. Do you think any of that has to do with guys not getting hurt because they're, what's the word I'm looking for? Like because the track, I wouldn't really call them changes. They made the whoops a little shorter, no dragons back, but they're kind of making a conscious effort to make the tracks a bit safer. Do you think that's why guys are lasting longer, I guess you'd say?
That's a good question. I couldn't fully pinpoint, I guess, why the field seems deeper. Obviously, like we haven't really had a whole lot of injuries. Unfortunately, now there's a few guys dropping out. But I feel like everyone's just been able to stay healthy during the preseason and obviously the first rounds. I'm not sure if the tracks have contributed to that. Probably to some degree. I definitely think that the tracks, I wouldn't say are easier, but things are maybe a little bit rounder sometimes. And the whoops obviously haven't been as gnarly as they have been in previous years. But if you ask me, I think the racing has been better. So I think the changes that has been made has been good. I would say that maybe there's been instances where like, maybe the track should have been a little bit different because that could have been safer or better. But in general, like I think the track crew has done a good job. So, I mean, I think that's a fan standpoint. I think it's been probably a pretty good year of watching because the racing has been, I don't know what the point separates the top dogs, but everything's close and tight still. So it's been good.
Hey, Freddie, with the oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought.
I can go.
I know what I was going to do. We have a listener question that Garrett Rockley wanted to know, and it's funny that this has kind of been one of the hot topics of the year. It's the fact that you're running the number 22, and he just wanted to know the fans' reaction, what you thought of it, and
or Reedy's reaction.
Yeah, I know you.
Reedy got with you.
It's funny to me that this is a topic, but what's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, when I obviously like coming off of outdoors last year, I saw what numbers were open, so it was like, it was Sacco's old number and Tickle and Chad and whatnot, and I knew Vial and Vaughn, I think, was in front of me, and me and Garrett Marchbanks are battling for that third spot. So obviously Chad Reed's number, he's had that for a very long time, and he's been an amazing rider. So for me, it's awesome to get to have that number. I think it's super cool. From a fan standpoint, it's been, positive and negative at the same time.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it. And I can understand, they've had Chad Reed's probably been their guy, and now he, who's Freddie Noren type of thing, gets 22. But I mean, I love it. I think it's awesome. I haven't spoken to Chad about it, about the number, but at the end of the day, it's not like I had a choice necessarily. Like, I didn't get to pick the number. I was given that number because I earned it from the points situation from last year. So, I mean, it's the lowest number I've ever had, and it's certainly pretty neat to get to take over Chad's number that he had since 2002 or something like that. So he's had it for a while, but yeah, I'm doing my best certainly to try to make it look as good as possible.
Yeah, no, take that lowest number, man. Nothing wrong with that. We'll close this thing out with we've got a listener question that they emailed us from Andrew Quinlan. He said, in 2021, a videographer followed you and your mechanic, Chris Cole, around during that season of Supercross for the Fast Freddy video series on YouTube. What did you learn from that?
Oh, boy. Okay, so what did I learn from having a video photographer? Or like doing a YouTube series? Is that what
I think that's what he's asking, yeah.
Okay. Like doing the video series to begin with, I didn't really have like big expectations of it. I just knew kind of like wanted to get some more recognition, like having fans from Sweden and stuff. A lot of people don't get to see, what happens and whatnot. And to be real, like a lot of times I don't necessarily get a lot of TV time during the race day. So that was kind of the main focus with the series, was to try to, get some more attention and broadcast some more sponsors, and then kind of give back to the fans that follow me. So I hired Chad Murray. Chad Murray's an awesome dude. And because I'm not technical enough to edit videos and stuff like that. And my wife is, Amy, she's a professional photographer, but being a full-time mom is the job by itself, and then going racing and all of that. So yeah, we decided to hire Chad, and that was great experience, just bonding and making that relationship with him. But then as far as like what I learned and got better with was obviously speaking in front of a camera. Like in the beginning it was kind of notchy, and then seeing the value in it was very cool as well. Come outdoors, Motocross Action actually ended up buying the series, which was really good, because at that point I had ran out of money to kind of keep the series going. Like, it isn't, one thing I learned too is like, you don't make enough money from YouTube to keep the video series going.
Right. Yeah, unless you're like Hayden Deegan or something.
Yeah. Unless you get a lot of views, like a lot of views. Yeah. So, we went in with the mentality. Sorry, it was a long answer to this question, I guess, but we went in with a mentality of like doing the first like 10 rounds, I think. And Chad, he moved in with me in Charlotte and traveled with us and all of that. And he didn't make a whole lot of money, to put it that way. But it was like, all right, let's do 10 rounds. And we learned that like it was good. People enjoyed it. So then we're like, all right, let's finish and do the Supercross series. And then Motocross Action offered to buy us to keep doing what we're doing, but like cover a lot of expenses. So I mean, I think it was really good. I'd love to try to do it again. It's just rather pricey, and it's hard to find someone like Chad that's willing to, move away from their lives to come live with me and my family.
Sure, yeah.
With us all the time. So, shoot, I don't know. I became a better talker on camera, I guess, and I built some really cool friendships throughout. So it was pretty neat. So.
Very cool.
So some people that don't know, and you've talked about it before, where you have like some Airbnbs and some other ways of income. And one of our listeners earlier asked, Garrett Rockley wanted to know, are you going to give a free night to Heel in your Airbnb?
Oh, Justin,
yeah.
You said Heel. I was like, who the hell's Heel?
No, Heel. Yeah. Heel. That's what I said. But anyway,
you sound like a hillbilly.
I am a hillbilly.
Yeah. So the Swedish host on Instagram is our Instagram name, and there's a link there to our Airbnb. Yeah, so we built a log cabin in the North Carolina mountains, not too far away from Boone, North Carolina. And it's funny you mention it because like I can't ride this week. So I'm actually here right now. I'm sitting in front of the fireplace.
You and Heel hanging out in front of the fireplace.
Justin Heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Justin wants to come with his family, we can hang out here. I'm all down. We have some dates blocked out later in the year. Maybe that's actually a good idea. You know, we have a hot tub here, a game room, and all kinds of stuff. So it'd be a good time. But if Justin needs a little recovery, here, I need to talk to him.
Awesome. Well, Freddie, thank you so much for jumping on here again. You're one of the guys that never says no to me when I ask for an interview or anything, and always fun to talk to. So thank you for coming on here tonight and giving us some of your time.
Heck yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's a good time. So thank you for bringing me on.
Absolutely.
One of our fans wants to change your name from Fast Freddy to Friendly Freddy.
Yeah,
I mean that's a good nickname too.
I like Fast better.
I like the Fast better right now.
Yeah,
too.
I think so.
Fast Freddy, like it's good.
I like it. We'll see you this weekend in Birmingham, man. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. See you. Freddie Noren, brought to you tonight by FXR. Always a good time with Freddie. All right, let's jump into the troll training top 5. This segment should take a long time if everybody had done their work.
I have some movies. Not movies. I'm sorry.
That was
Jesus.
That was like
a couple weeks ago.
Four shows ago.
I have in my notes. I have some.
Troll training is a culmination of a combined 3 decades spent in the trenches of the professional sports scene, refining training methods, learning, absorbing, and training alongside some of the best in the business. Alex Martin and John Wesling have expert guidance in helping you navigate the many nuances of training, including periodization, endurance, strength and conditioning, riding technique, on-the-bike structure, nutrition, and more. Riders such as Grant Harlan, Jeremy Martin, Henry Miller, and Jason Anderson all trust troll training. I'm working on troll training. It's been helping me. He's got me on a very easy week this week because I've been pretty sore from my spill at the GNCC. But trolltraining.com, you can find a program for you if you want to get yourself in shape. It's a great option.
Yeah, they were giving you a hard time on.
When Amar was on, I actually heard that when I went to grab dinner earlier because I've been just listening to the show as I can.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what happened. And Steve didn't. And Steve said, I don't like that guy or something. I heard that. But.
Didn't he said that like what has he been like banging or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, there was some kind of comment. I think that was Denny Stevenson that said that.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I haven't, unfortunately.
No.
My chicks in California.
Were you here for any of the dog
dip the
dog, dark dipping his dog?
No.
Okay.
When it's time we get done with this, can we make some stipulations for next week's
for the show?
For the top 5 for next week's.
Let's do that at the end of the show while we're on air.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
getting. Remind me.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to go first? We've got 15 minutes before we get to Checkerz. And we also still have to do the Evans Coolant emails before then, possibly, but we'll do our best. Who wants to do first? You want to go first?
He wants to go
Jeremy?
first.
I'll knock
it out.
You. All right. 06 Dallas Supercross, Carmichael and Stewart.
Okay.
I can't remember the year. I think it was 04 with Kevin Windham, Chad Reed, last lap, Daytona.
Uh-huh.
And then...
the Mutter?
Yeah, the
That
Mutter.
was 05.
05?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I want to say 99 McGrath and Carmichael. Gosh dang it. I think it was Georgia. Was it Atlanta?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what race you're talking about for sure.
Yeah, dang it.
Well, he was really.
You remember what happened?
Was really amped to go. And now
Yeah,
he's just dropping the ball.
Stumbling right now. All right, we'll circle back.
Okay. Scotty, you got a few?
Yeah, I didn't really
MotoXpodshow@gmail.com.
I didn't do this in any particular order.
Yeah.
Just kind of random. Atlanta 2012.
Okay.
That was when Reed took out Stu, and then Poto ended up getting the win. The crazy Atlanta. I remember because they were doing. It was still on Speed Channel back then, and they were doing
when who did what?
The Reed and Stewart Atlanta.
11.
Was that 11?
Yep, that was actually Lewis Phillips' pick.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then that was the Atlanta I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I remember it was cool and cheesy at the same time because Speed was doing a month of Moto Mayhem.
Yep, 11.
And
Ralph was talking about that.
Yeah, Ralph and Emmett were like, it's mayhem.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah, so that one was good. Minnesota in 2013 when that was one of the actual rare times where Dungey tracked and caught and passed Poto. So that one sticks out for me. The crowd was crazy there because Dungey went in his hometown. That one was cool. Arlington 19, I was there. Closest Supercross race in history, Coop and Roxon.
Yep.
That was, it's close. One of the closest races, the closest race in history.
It is.
And I was like sitting like 6 rows up, so it was awesome. Indianapolis 09, that was the year that they let Travis build the track.
Yeah,
and
you've got a couple of mine. Yep.
And it's still to this day the coolest Supercross track that's ever been done.
You said Indianapolis. It was actually St. Louis.
Was it St. Louis?
And you're really screwing up your list a little bit, but you're on track. Yes, it was St. Louis.
I could have swore it was
Indy.
okay.
St. Louis.
That the Pastrana track.
Yep. That's
that,
on mine.
And then my last one is Charlotte 97. That was the year that McGrath was on Suzuki. It was a crazy championship. I think he was riding with like a flat tire, and I just remember like that speedway track, like it was hard packed, but it had ruts, and like the jumps were nuts, and they were like full sending it, and it was just a cool, just one that stood out to me.
Did you?
No, I'll do mine last.
Okay,
we're gonna circle back to him.
Okay, I think I have an email, and I think I cut off the name. I'm pretty sure it was Jason Henninger. His list was Atlanta 90, best race of all time. Seattle 90, Big Bird, Chicken Battle. Vegas 17. That's actually a really good one. Crazy.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't think about that one with Zacho.
Both mains together, yeah.
Both mains were good. San Jose 91, Cooper Chicken Battle, Dubach Supercross win, Bradshaw Charge, LA 90, Bradshaw Bell Battle. Really good. A couple honorable mentions. 86 Anaheim. That's kind of the one that everybody goes to as the greatest of all time.
The Bailey and
89 Miami, 90 Oklahoma City and Charlotte, 2011 Atlanta, 13 Minneapolis. Okay, so my list.
That was a lot of top fives.
Well, he gave us some honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
1991 Anaheim. It was my first Supercross live ever. McGrath was on the number 125 Pro Circuit Honda. Stanton and Wardy were battling, so that was just cool. And Cooper, there was a set of doubles that Cooper was quadding, Guy Cooper, and I was just blown away by this. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. So that was one of my favorites. Arlington 2019, closest finish in history. I was also there. Let's see here. St. Louis 09. That was the Pastrana one. Split lanes, double Dragon's Back that Stewart was jumping over.
And it had like a triple on, double step down, off hip, over under bridge. Like,
yeah, basically, he was Stewart jumping up on top and off of it over another jump.
It like turned over under step on. I don't know, that was insane.
Reed won the heat race. Stu crashed in heat 2. It was all the way back to 12th. Let's see here. I'm kind of going through my notes. And I think he finished. This might have been the main. Stu crashed like 2 or 3 times in the main event. Dropped back, came back. Travis Pastrana didn't even get a race. He got hurt, I think.
No, he just didn't make it.
Yeah, but no, he did something to his ankle or something.
Yeah.
Or smashed his radiator. That's what it was. He smashed his radiator. Just a crazy, crazy race. Cool track. Let's see here. I got Orlando 7. Ricky Carmichael's last race. The battle with James. Unreal. I don't even know how many passes happened in that race. And then I put 06 Dallas when Ricky hit the boat, or almost hit the boat. I was there. That was a pretty wild night. And then James crashed like maybe a lap later, a little bit later, and ended up finishing second anyway. And Ricky finished 6th. Those are the good ones. And then, Lewis Hicks, 2011 Atlanta, where James pretty much tracked down Chad all night long, ran it on a couple times, but didn't really hit him. And then, like, with 2 turns to go after passing Chad just destroyed them both.
Yeah,
both
that was
go down.
so crazy.
Both kind of get up and they bump in again, and Chad ended up being more of the finish.
And Dungey got Stewart too at the end.
I fought with so many people that night that were like Chad fans. I was a Stu fan. It was just a crazy, crazy race. TJ?
So I'm listening to all y'all talk about your your deal. And I remember those races. We talk about them.
Yep.
But I just don't have any like
We know
favorite
you
races
hate
really.
Supercross. We know.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, if you
love
don't have any,
watching-
that's fine.
No,
We only got like 10 or 12 minutes. We got to still do emails. So
Yeah,
if
but
you
I
don't-
just real quick.
Okay.
I got 3 of them. The number 3 was when RV got his first win in DFW. It was the first weekend. The first time he ever won 250 Supercross was in Dallas.
Okay.
And I had kids there. It was the first time I took the kids.
Yeah.
And then that's the weekend RV threw his glove out up to us and
Oh,
signed
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then my kids got stuff signed by Stewart. You know, they were really excited about that stuff. And then my top 2 were was A1 this year, Doc making the night show straight in, no problem. You know what I mean? It looked like it was going to be a really good year this year for him. You know what I'm talking about? Like off the bat, he did good. And then my number 1 favorite would be Foxborough of 2022 when he made his first night show.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Y'all
anyways.
surrounded family, but that's cool. That's,
But, yeah.
that's what stand up for you. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
MotoXpod@gmail.com. If you want to add yours in, we could try to get to them again next week if somebody comes up with any. Did you figure any of those others out, Jeremy?
Well, I was going back to my list, and
It's like
it's like
perfect.
no,
You don't have any favorite races?
no. I let my kids play on my phone,
Uh-huh.
and this little Sharpie thing here, you get to draw all over it,
Oh yeah.
and I went to clear it out a while ago, and it cleared out what.
That's fine. We need to move on anyway. So screw you, Jeremy.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Hey, but hey,
Welcome to the MotoXpod family.
Yeah.
yeah.
We good? Are we having audio issues again? Super. Evans waterless coolant protects your engine because it always stays liquid. Steam inside the engine creates hot spots and detonation, but with Evans, the metal is always liquid cooled. Used by HRC Honda, Factory Betty USA, and Pro Factory Yamaha, and lots of other teams, regardless of sponsorship. Evans is in the bikes on the podium. Multiple emails this week. Let's start with Tyler C. This one's a little bit long. I'm a long-time listener and love the show. My family and I would always go to the Pontiac Silverdome for Supercross, and each year it always seems we would stay in a hotel where some of the pros would. I remember getting ready to go to practice in the morning. Did I already read this? We'll read it again if I did. With friends and family. As we were walking to the lobby, Travis Pastrana and James Stewart were there talking with nobody around. My 2 friends that ran down there as we were 12 or so at the time and got our sweatshirt signed by Travis. I think we did read this already.
Yeah, last week.
Yep. All right. Well, sorry, guys. Yep. I guess I still had that in my queue. Okay. This one is from Dylan. We good? Why are you getting heated?
Because if he would restart it now, it'd be right in the middle of the segment,
Oh.
and it would make